Hi, my amazing Disney friends. It's Jess over at Dizney Jess, and as you might have noticed, I have quite the amount of pins to share with you today. These are all limited edition pins that we're going to be talking about, and I'm doing this in collaboration with a whole bunch of other channels. So let me tell you about that collaboration before we get into these pins. The collaboration is called Celebrating Collecting People and Pins, and this is the LE edition. So this is a collaboration that's been going on about a year. It's Val over at Singer Family Adventures kind of project this year is what I'm calling it. So each month on the 24th, she gets a group of channels together and they release a video showing pins to a specific theme. This month, it just happens to be LE pins. I wanted to take part in a bunch of these, but because of health reasons, it just hasn't happened. So I'm super excited to be part of this one. I'm going to list everybody who's involved in this collaboration down below so that you can go and check all of them out. But also you can go over to Val's page, and if you look back at her videos, you'll see the other collaborations and you'll be able to go through them if you really enjoy this. So without anything more, how about we take a closer look at these pins? I'm going to go ahead and scoot them to the side. Most of these are official Disney pins, and I think there's 13 of them that I've pulled out, or there might be more, but some of them are part of sets. So we'll say 13. And then I have 2 over here that are fantasies that are going to be honorable mentions. So I'll be back in a sec once I've pushed everything to the side, and let's go through these. All right, I figured we'd start with this beautiful Tinkerbell pin. I love the fact that you can see just little bits of Tinkerbell there through the lock. This is supposed to be the sewing drawer that she falls into in Wendy's room. And I don't think it's really picking up on the screen, but this area is a really deep purple color. And then of course you have the keyhole there. This is limited edition of 1,000 from 2014. And I thought it was amazing. This is actually, I think, the pen that started it all, because before that I'd picked up pens, but I wasn't really collecting pens. And then I got this one and it started to be a theme that I would go and pick up a couple of pens each time I went to the park. And yeah, it kind of snowballed from there. Anyhow, we have Tink here in the drawer. She has this adorable button on her head, which I just think is hilarious. And of course you have the spool of thread here. This is probably a seam ripper over here, and you have a ball of thread over there. And of course she's fallen backwards over that spool with a very cute expression on her face. I love all this little pixie dust element around it. It's super cute. So that is my beloved Tinkerbell pen. Super cute. These were I think it was like there were 4 of them that was released, like a quarterly pen. And I can't remember who the other characters in the Keyhole series were. I want to say the Magic Harp was one, but I'm not positive. So I really enjoy this series. One of these days I'm going to go and find the other ones, but I haven't as of yet. Since we just did my first limited edition pen, I think it's very fitting that I do my first limited edition pen from Studio Store Hollywood next, which is of course this Mad Hatter pen. He was super cute. And I got him at a really reasonable price. I can't remember what it was anymore, but he's limited edition of 300. Most of the Studio Store Hollywood pens are going to be really low editions. That's why, in part, they're so sought after. But I thought he has a really cute expression. I love the Mad Hatter and the whole tea party scene of Alice. It really, I don't know, there's just something about it that I've always really loved. It's my favorite part of the movie. And I'm so excited to have him in my collection. The other thing I'm going to point out is that on these pins, instead of having the Mickey waffling or anything, you do have that ice cream cone waffling. And they're usually, the quality control on the front is pretty good. So I don't know that I've seen very many of them, if any, that have any defects in the front. I have seen some where the ice creams do not fully go to the edges on the back for the back stamp that are authentic pens, but I haven't seen any big issues with the front, unlike Disney pins, like the official park ones. Next, I thought we'd do this really cute crest. It's a pin-on-pin element. This is an annual pass holder pin from 2016. So there were 4 in this series. Mickey is the first in the series. You also have Minnie at Hollywood Studios, and you have Figment at Epcot and Goofy at Animal Kingdom, which is really cool. I love the colors that they picked out for this. The pin-on-pin element is really amazing. This background of the castle, which each of the pins will depict a different park icon in the back. And even though at the time, Hollywood Studios had the Mickey hat, I think, still in the center, which everyone kind of thought of as their icon and everything. The iconic background is actually Hollywood Tower of Terror, which is really cool. I adore this series. I have most of them. I am missing Minnie from Hollywood Studios. So if you have a Minnie out there and you want to trade her, go ahead and contact me. I might have some good traders I can throw your way. All right. Since we just did a castle pin, how about another castle pin? This is from the retirement of Happily Ever After. It is, again, an annual pass holder pin, as you can see by the stamp up here in the corner. This is its original card. All of the pins that I bought myself, I have the original card still. I put them in a box sometimes and will match them up periodically, depending on where they end up in all of my stuff. But anyhow, this has the outline of the castle in blue there with a black background. You have these amazing fireworks there. And then you have, of course, some golden little details here along with the keyhole. It says Disney's Happily Ever After and Magic Kingdom here at the bottom. And of course, you have Tinkerbell there as well, which is a really nice element. And the back is blue. I think this might have been my first pin that was a non-traditional pin color. And so I was super excited about that. And it's from 2017, limited edition of 3,000, which is, I think, the largest my edition sizes go up to today. And I don't know, I just literally love this pin. All right, since we were doing castles, I figure we'll just continue with castles. This is actually a Disneyland Paris pin. This was to commemorate the opening day of Disneyland Paris. And this is a very, very unique pin. I don't know that I have any other ones quite like it. So if you look down here, there is a pin-on-pin spinning element, but you can't see the pin-on-pin element because this rotates and changes which character is standing in that doorway to greet you. So you have Donald and Minnie and Pluto, and there's Mickey, and then Daisy and Donald, and I think we went all the way around now. We'll put it back on Mickey. He's my favorite. So this down here is the opening, well, it's the anniversary of the opening day. So it did open on April 12th of, years. 1992. So this was for the 27th anniversary of Disneyland Paris. I love the glitter element in the roof of the castle and just the pink kind of elements to it. I'm not positive, but I think it had undergone a painting before this in preparation for that anniversary. It is limited edition of 700, and since it is a Disneyland Paris pin, it is stamped with the exact edition number, which is 148. It's a super cool pin to have, and I'm happy to share it with you guys. All right, since that one's commemorating history, we're going to go with another pen that talks about the history of the park. This is a Mickey Mouse Tower of Terror pen from the Dave Smith collection. So most of you probably don't know what the Dave Smith collection is. I didn't when I first got this pen, so I had to look it up. So Dave Smith is, or at the time, was the longtime historian for the Walt Disney Corporation. And then he was also the archivist for the theme park history. So they asked him to go through and pick out the 20 most iconic moments in theme park history. And so you had all these different things, and he would, like, the collection is amazing. This is the only one that I have from the collection, unfortunately, which is depicting the Tower of Terror, and it's opening on July 22nd, 1994. And these pens are limited edition of 2000. Now, they were monthly releases, and I know I just told you that there were 20 of them, and there's only 12 months in the year. So what they did is, starting the year prior in 2005, they released 8 pens as monthly releases, and then continued on into 2006 and released one every month thereafter. I don't remember off the top of my head which number. Oh, it says right here. This one was 15 of 20. So I just thought it was really cool. When a seller that I really trusted had this up for sale, I absolutely had to get it. So I love the scene in the back with the lightning and Mickey's face. And of course you have the luggage here. And then you also have this little Tinkerbell emblem here in the corner, which is a pen-on-pen element. And that is just telling you it's part of the Dave Smith collection, which is a really, really cool thing. All right. So where do we go next? How about another very interesting limited edition that was done in a series? So I have this Club 33 pen. Now, this was done, I can't remember off the top of my head how many pens were in this collection, but it was for the Club 33 50th anniversary. And so they came out with one of these pens. There were quite a few of them. Maybe there are 50. I'm not positive. And they were all absolutely amazing. This one says established in 1967, which I believe was when Club 33 was established. Don't quote me on that. And then the intricate details that this pen has are just amazing. So in the background here, you have a kitchen, and Tinkerbell is whipping up something with her wand there. And then in the intricate little details on the side, you have like these little Mickeys and the Club 33 emblem up there at the top, and all of these little intricate grooves and flourishes. It is absolutely a stunning pen. I don't think they could have done a better job for an iconic Club 33 pen. And I'm so happy that I stumbled across this one. Okay, next, let's go to I didn't tell you the edition size of this one. Tinkerbell is limited edition of 500. Her original selling price was $30, and she is from 2017. Not too long ago. All right, next let's go to an official Disney pin that's not sold in the parks. So this is one of the new Artland pins. These pins are hefty. Oh my goodness. When you get one, it is a weight. Much heavier than any other pen that I've gotten. So this is a image of Hook, of course, and you have this amazing layered effect in the background for the clouds, which I think is amazingly beautiful. So this one is an AP of 25. And on the back here, it does say limited edition of 250, but it is stamped with that AP there, telling me that it's an artist proof, which means they would go and make these before they did the official run of the pin to make sure everything looked correct and that they didn't need to make any more changes. I don't believe that there are any changes between this one and the final product. Sometimes there will be, but in this instance, I don't believe there is. So he's really amazing. So you can either count him, like I can't remember if the APs are counted in the limited edition series. I don't think they are, but I could be wrong. And these ones do not have the Mickey waffling on the back either. They do have these gold bars instead. So the last couple here that I have are a hodgepodge of things. But since that was an unofficial Disney pin, or an official Disney pin from someplace outside of the park, I figure we'll do another limited edition from outside the park. This is a Loungefly limited edition of Peter Pan that they came out, I think, last year with. This is limited edition of 1,000 there. And I just love the colors, like the purples and everything, and how closely the mermaid's hair matches Peter Pan is really interesting to me. And Peter does move in here. I don't know if I can have him move while he's on this background, but he does kind of go back and forth along the skyline there. And I adore like all the little colors. Plus you have this glitter element here in the background, which is really, really fun. Now, Loungefly pins, like many others, do not have the Mickey waffling on the back. Now, these will have, I believe, crowns on the back, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So there are the Loungefly crowns and your crown that says limited edition of 1,000. I did buy this directly from Loungefly and had it shipped to me, which, if it's a popular release, you need to be on the site before it goes on sale and just keep hitting refresh until it pops up. It's crazy. Okay. And then let's do this one. Let me zoom you back in a little bit here. So I have a Captain Jack Sparrow piece of history pin here. This is limited edition of 1,500. And it contains a piece of Jack Sparrow's shirt in here, which is really cool. I happened to be in the park when this one was released and just kind of picked it up. This was a series that I kind of wish they would do this again. So whenever they had to replace something on a ride, they would take little pieces of that ride and put them in this little bubble. And you would actually have a piece of Disney in your pin, which was so amazing. I think this is the only piece of history pin that I own. I'm trying to think. I have a lot of pins, so sometimes I forget. But I just adore it. And no, it doesn't have any kind of dent or anything in the bubble. It's just my ring light is being reflected off of him. But I think it's a really cool pen, and I really enjoy him. He, of course, is in the treasure room. It says Disney Pirates of the Caribbean. This was from Walt Disney World, not Disneyland. I don't remember if Disneyland also did the piece of history pins, but I know for sure Disney World did. The last couple of pins are all from the 20th anniversary of the pin event. I just picked out a couple that I thought might be interesting to you guys. So the first one is this pin, which I don't know if it had a name or not, but it's limited edition of 750. And if you open it up, so the first space shows you what a pin, like the first stage of how a pin would look. So they kind of stamp it with this, with the design, or maybe it's port. Anyhow, however they do it, this is the original, like, first step, we'll say. Then they have to go in and they put in all the different colors where they need to be and everything. And then this is showing the final stage of the pin with that glossy coat on the top, so it doesn't have those bumps in it. And of course, because it is part of the 20th anniversary, it does have that green gemstone there at the bottom. And I just thought these were really cool pins. Next, we're going to go on to Robin Hood. Of course, I had to get the Robin Hood pin. So we have Robin Hood, Little John, and Maid Marian, and of course the bowtie in the background. I absolutely love the packaging for this particular pin. I adore books, and so seeing it come like this was super fun. Now, the edition size on this is 500. I knew it was there somewhere. I need to go get the pin backs again for this one. But he is a super beautiful pin. I love the kind of reflective nature of this background. It's really, really cool. And of course, Maid Marian is making doe eyes at him. So cute. In that same series, I did also get the Beauty and the Beast pen, which I also adore. So again, this is limited edition of 500, and you will notice that every single pen from this pen series does have that green gemstone. So it's here on the Robin Hood one, and down here on the Beast's cloak for this one. And then you have Cogsworth and Lumiere and the Beast. And of course you have Belle in her blue dress reading a book, which I thought was really amazing. And then on the inside cover, you have them dancing together, and you have this rose element up here. I mean, it's just an amazing box and everything else. There is, I don't know if you heard it, but there is a magnetic closure to the book, which is really cool too. So my last pen is actually, okay, we got to zoom out. It's actually a set. So this was a lanyard series. It was limited edition of 500. And I believe every pen in here is limited edition 500. I don't remember if they sold them individually. I don't think they did. I think you could only get it as the set itself. So in here, of course, you have a very special lanyard for the 20th anniversary. And then you have Wendy up here. She's a little cross-eyed, but she's still really cute. We'll zoom in a little. These are very small pins, by the way. So, like, that's my finger on top of Wendy. So, very, very small. So, we have Wendy here. She's a little cross-eyed reading. And then we have Mickey as the Sorcerer's Apprentice. And he has, you know, whatever spell he's going to try there. And then we have Frollo, who... This is probably my least favorite pen, I'll be honest, but I wanted to keep the collection together, so I haven't traded him. But I am just not a big fan of his. Then over here we have Merlin, and oh my gosh, look at how cute he is. I love Merlin. Below Merlin, okay, this is probably the funniest Belle pen that I own. Look at how cross-eyed she is. And I don't know, there's something about her lips. It just looks off. I think it's because her mouth is supposed to be open and smiling, but it just ends up looking really cheesy. So this is an instance where Disney came close, but didn't quite get it right. And below that you have Pongo. And I love that the jewel here almost looks like it's part of his collar. I think it's really sweet. So the main reason I had to get this is because these 4 pins right here are all big collections for me. I have a big Peter Pan and the Gang collection. I love Sword in the Stone, and that collection is massive. And then I love Sorcerer Mickey. He's a growing collection, and Belle is also a growing collection. It's time for the honorable mentions. This particular pen depicts Wart, or King Arthur, from The Sword and the Stone. And of course, you have him in all his other forms that he was shown in the movie, plus this beautiful sword here. I absolutely adore this pen. It's very, very well made. The colors are super amazing. He did a great job matching them to the movie. And then on the back, the creator of this particular pen is called Archimedes Pen Design. I'm going to go ahead and link a video up above where I did an interview with him. It was kind of amazing to sit down with him and see how he creates these pens. They're absolutely amazing. So this was the first part in a series that he did where he took all of the different main characters from the Sword and the Stone movie and made these amazing pens with them. This is the first in the series, which is Arthur. Then there's Mim, which I also have, and Merlin just came out. I don't have Merlin yet, but fingers crossed I'll be getting it soon. So these pins are limited edition of 75, and he did personally number them. So this is 24 of 75, which is super amazing. The other honorable mention that I have here is this one. Now this is Belle in her red dress for Christmas, and you can see the border here has a pin-on-pin element, and it is intricately carved or molded, however they make them. And you have this background poinsettias, and it's absolutely stunning. And her dress is accurate for the time period and everything. This pin is a Disney Chris pin, which is another pin designer that I have interviewed, so I'll link her up above. And she's just amazing. I mean, truly amazing. Her designs are out of this world. And I don't think it says the exact edition size, and I can't remember off of the top of my head. I want to say it was under 150. Well, probably under 100, but I can't remember. So I have a couple of these pins with the frame like this that they did, and I really love them. So all of her pins come in specialized bags that also come with the print of the pin on it. So for storage, your pin is completely protected. She also sometimes sells the bags without the pins if she somehow ends up with more bags than pins, and they make great ways to send like little gifts. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button over there if you want to see more pin videos. Hopefully we're going to be more consistent from here on out as my health is starting to improve. So fingers crossed that there'll be weekly uploads again. But until next time, I'll see you guys real soon.